Rejecting the Sabbath is rejecting God's seal. Isaiah 8:16. Bind up the testimony, seal the law among my disciples. These are not the words of a prophet offering an opinion. They are the voice of God declaring a last-day command. This is not mere poetry, it's prophecy. And it contains one of the most terrifying realities ignored by pastors, priests, imams, skeptics, and careless Christians alike. If you reject the Sabbath, you reject God's seal. The seal of God is not a mystical tattoo. It's not a secret symbol. According to Isaiah, it is found within the law of God. But which part of God's law carries his seal, his name, his title, and his authority? Only one commandment does this. The fourth. The Sabbath commandment declares, "For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day." This is the mark of authorship, the signature of the Creator, the seal of divine ownership. It tells us who God is, the Lord, what his title is, Creator, and what territory he governs, heaven and earth. No other commandment carries this identifier, and no other commandment has been more attacked, twisted, trampled, and buried under the traditions of men. Yet God still says, "Seal the law among my disciples," not seal it among the Jews, not seal it until the resurrection, not seal it until Rome changes it. He said to bind and seal it among his followers, disciples. That includes every true Christian under grace and under the blood. Rejecting the Sabbath, then, is not a minor deviation. It is a rebellion against God's signature. It is removing his seal from your forehead. In Revelation, God's servants are sealed in their foreheads before the four winds of destruction are let loose. This seal is not just about belief. It's about obedience. It's not about empty religion. It's about loyalty. Those who receive the mark of the beast do so by choosing man's law over God's law, tradition over truth. And at the center of that conflict is one issue, the day of worship. Man says Sunday. God says the seventh day. Man says the resurrection changed it. God says, I change not. Man says, it's legalism. God says it's love. If you love me, keep my commandments. The war between the seal of God and the mark of the beast is not coming. It's here. It's happening in every church, every nation, every pulpit, every heart. And the dividing line is the Sabbath. Rejecting the Sabbath is more than ignoring a day. It's rejecting the very authority of God. It's accepting the lie that his commandments are suggestions. It's removing yourself from the covenant. The Sabbath is the sign between God and his people throughout all generations. And if you reject the sign, you reject the relationship. Don't call yourself sealed if you trample the Sabbath. Don't claim to be under grace while living in rebellion. Grace doesn't abolish the seal. It writes it on your heart. The new covenant is not lawlessness. It's law within. God said, I will write my laws in their hearts. Not remove them, not revise them. Write them. Isaiah warned of a time when people would say, light is darkness and truth is tradition. That time is now. The Sabbath has been forgotten. But God's command remains, seal the law among my disciples. Do you bear the seal of God or the mark of compromise? Have you surrendered to Scripture or to Sunday? The answer determines your destiny. The seal of God is still waiting. For those who choose truth over tradition, love over lawlessness, and God's day over man's. Reject the Sabbath, and you reject the seal. Reject the seal, and you reject God himself. The line is drawn. Which side are you on?